Namaskar. Today I'm in conversation with Sri Jayachandran, who is doing his PhD in writing. And more than me talking anything about him, I would like him to talk a little bit about his research and interests. Sri Jayachandran, one thing I wanted to ask you is that the dances originated in the temples. And over a period of time, they moved away from the temples. There are multiple reasons for that kind of movement away from temples, and the practices themselves, the way they dance has completely changed because of the movement. So, can you tell us a little more about its origin and its movement through? And not only has it moved, these days what happens is we do find people trying to go back into temples or smaller spaces to try and dance and show their skills. Do you think this progression back to where it started from, is it meaningful? Is this something that we need to be doing? Should we see more of this, and why?
First of all, namaste. And I'm very happy to get an engagement like this to discuss a point which is very specific. Did dance even had its origin in India? In my opinion, and my kind of study or whatever observations, I wish to differ from is that dance would exist in any given community, independent of temple, core, civilization, higher civilization, which has sustained itself for many millennia. All the civilizations had accommodated one civilization which has not had. Interestingly, in all the civilizations, dance have always existed independent of these institutions. So that template cannot be the social template, if you want to call it. I wish to call it as a society. That sharira, as a dance as a sharira, would accommodate itself for different purposes.
It's very fluid.
It's because based on the purpose it would accommodate. If it is a body by itself. It's a body of knowledge by itself. Knowledge is independent of its application. That knowledge would exist even before human existence. Whether human existed or not, there are certain knowledge systems which certain truths which are true. In my opinion, dance is one truth. Even you and I, this is very anthropocentric or human-centric thought that dance exists because of human beings. Perhaps in this given kalpa, in this creation, in this srishti, this is the srishti rahasya that dance has manifested itself like this. Idea of dance in higher civilization has always been spoken independent of human existence. That much we have to be clear. And if it descends down to human beings, some kind of consciousness, it would be given as a knowledge, as a vidya. In the idea of seed, it exists independent of human existence. Origin of dance. It descends as vidya. It manifests as something. Now, having given that knowledge system, either are children going to do it? There's a genre of dancing called child kind of dancing. Are men going, gender-wise if we speak, are men going to do it? Are women going to do it? Or community-wise if we speak, even age-wise, there's something called children dancing, there's something middle-aged adult dancing, there's late adult dancing, different genres. Community-based dancing. This is something called communal dancing, and most of us also know there are dances for war, pre-war, post-war. When they settle treaties, peace treaties, they kind of dance. That dance is not of royalties dance, kings dance when they met each other. That's a very formal. As a part of the discourse, can you have a dance today? It's very different, and that dance is not for everyone.
Right.
And such dances would never have audienceship to it, treaty, but rather it is a participative dance, making a statement out of it. Now, having given so many different genres of dance can exist, age-wise, purpose-wise, gender-wise, out of which there exist three kinds of genres, something called temple dancing, something called court dancing, and something called entertainment dancing, which are like subsect of major umbrella classes. Put a carpet term called dance had its origin in the temple. There is a purpose to the knowledge system. If there is a knowledge system called dance, it's like someone coming out of a school or a college. Like, where do you want to get your employment? If you get an employment from a temple, you're a temple employee. If you get an employment in a court, you're a court employee after learning dance. Then you go, okay, there's an entertainment media which I want to go and entertain. You also get into it.
The purpose which
that is only a purpose. That is only a professional engagement you make with the knowledge system what you've acquired with. So, its origin as a profession is fine. But origin as a knowledge system is in the schools, in the training grounds, in the thought processes. Like any other knowledge system, this also is independent of its application at a given time. If application is a corporate body, all of us know temple is a corporate body of those times. Such a huge Devasthan is hiring an employee. They are employees. All of us know they got salary. They got money from the temples. So it's a professional guild. They are asking someone's service. They also asked, and most of us know temples were one of the biggest corporate bodies we can ever imagine. But the reason there is no one profession which a temple could not offer job for. Can we imagine about a corporate body which can give job to? I think most of us know the temples also had barbers. Yes, they were temple barbers. They had lawyers, butchers, bakers,
Right.
carpenters, stonemasons, goldsmiths.
The institution by itself.
Surprisingly, this corporate body has a continuous service sector from at least for past 2000 or 1500 years of non-stop. At least from the days of Radharaja, we see after the patronage of kings goes up and down, up and down. You see, at least in South India, post Vijayanagara, they tailor make that profession to their service so that it can suit or serve a temple's purpose. So a dancer is also, it is not hired as dancer per se. Getting hired into temple is a very specific professional engagement. It's a very specific need to cater to a very specific thing called a ritual. That does not mean the entire knowledge system of dance can be truncated into
Into this one.
There's a need. You will learn so many things out of schools and colleges, but you go to a corporate house, they want you to work only in that model. And for which you are paid. This, the Devadasi or whatever we claim her name to be, in that sense, she is a professional. We have to give the due respect them to be a professional. So for the reason that we can't all of a sudden associate their work to be something out of sheer inheritance or something only by their virtue of bhakti. Yes, that is all different. Early morning 3:30, you have to get up and take a cold water bath and
Just the sheer dedication and focus.
And commitment. And the did I get up that early morning? Did I light that lamp? Did I wave it to the? And it's not about the point whether it's had in perfect arrangement.
Right.
No one is watching anyone.
There's absolutely no recognition or accolade.
There's no one who's watching you doing it. But are you committed to that particular profile? The dance becomes only an excuse there. In my opinion, it's a knowledge system she's trying to implement it to show something far bigger. In that sense, a same process to a dancer who's dancing in a court. She's dedicated to the legacy, not to the king. There's a current in my opinion, there is a misunderstanding to the idea that the dancer is dancing to the king. They were given huge respect. As all of us even know in Hyderabad, to the Tawais of Hyderabad, who gave lands and donated lands to construct universities. Their philanthropic work, their commitment to the society is far bigger. And they were even revered not as artists. They were called the gems of the courts. They were called the Navaratna. The poets, the singers, the dancers of the courts are held like the most revered possessions of the kings. They are not like entertainment gallants.
Right.
There were separate people like that also. I'm not taking away the fact. But they are very, very serious possessions of the given land. If someone wants to confiscate, they would come and confiscate the dancer and the poets and they take them. The classic exposition of this is Sivagami in Samvadanam, where the king comes and confiscates Sivagami, but I'm telling you, it is an upperman of the entire legacy that they have given up their jewelry. Because to say in which level these people existed in the courts, they were not dancers per se, quote unquote. Their art gave them that lineage that they can even consult kings when they were in dire consequence of political turmoil. They would consult these precious gems. What do I do next? What should country go next? They are not like, and the responsibility of an artist of yesteryear was far bigger.
So you say that these different systems or knowledge systems that existed for dancing, it moved away from that.
For the reason that it's very interesting that dance can be comfortably folded into performance. Mere performance. With the word I use word mere, I'm not putting it down. But whenever Arunmozhivarman, every day when he walks out of his private quarters and gets himself ready, he had to undergo the rituals of shouldering all the 10 into him. And henceforth he knows Arunmozhivarman is different from being Radharaj. So there is a transit ritual which has happened. Arunmozhivarman they are their own that 10 attachment. The moment you are, every day there's an investiture to sit on that Gadi. He also looks at Gadi with great respect because he has to take the 10 things around him. And the important thing is prayer. Prayer என்றது வந்து ராஜராஜன் மட்டும் கிடையாது. அவருக்குன்னு சேர்த்து they give you some 300 400 whatever titles to him. So when he walks out of his private quarters in Antapura and walks into the Sabha Mandapa or the Darbar, Within that walk, he has all these names comes and gets attached to him. Like they say, Raja, when he walks, they give these names to him. Raja Raja, Raja Gambira, Raja Martanda, Raja Kulotunga. And they all, as if they come and sit on his shoulders comfortably. And when he ascends the throne, he is with the tilaka, with that sword. When he sits, he himself is a foreign to that gadi. That gadi, that particular office, the dancer is also dancing, and the king is also trying to ascend. So in that sense, it is not a particular instance whom they are dancing to. They are dancing to the legacy which is catered to that particular office. Is never ever the age. Be a very young boy, but still she or she can afford to say him as, oh, thou an exponent in the art of lovemaking. Oh, thou who is like the ruler of the 14 worlds. And interestingly, one more important, any king in principle is a ruler for 14 worlds. But his 14 world can truncate into a smaller territory of a Andhra Desa or a Tamil Desa is a achievement or a non-achievement of the king. He has to achieve the target of 14 worlds. That is his appraisal targets. Actually, all the titles given to him, in my opinion, are his appraisal targets for the annual. But by the end of it, somewhere he'll achieve, he being the ruler of all the 14 worlds, he being the Guna Bhara, who's entirely endowed with all the Satya Gunas. So such kind of dances can't come.
And you don't see them coming back?
No. Having said that, world has moved itself into some other different direction because they have given up this monarchy. They have moved into something called a democratic, capitalistic society. Democratic yet capitalistic. What are we going to learn from the older art forms and dances here? Are we going to take them as particular instances and just imitate it? Or are we going to learn grammars out of it? And we're going to create our own modes of works? It's a very important thing. Are we going to take a photostat of the older models? Or are we going to take them? They rarefy them as grammars and we apply those grammars suiting the current ideas of truth, current idea of beauty, current idea of justice, which is very inevitably true even yesteryears. In no part of the country, no dancing tradition, it was imitations. Dance teachers are commissioned to create vocabularies. Every single time when you are getting an employment in Vijayanagara period, you would create your dances. Then over new grammars are created, new forms are created to suit that particular purpose, but not imitating something of these past engagements of these commissioned dance masters to the dance composers and choreographers of the courts vis-a-vis the temples. And we all of us know temple dances are not as generic templates. Every temple had to redefine their own works. And they had that specific one composition only that temple. Even that never stayed longer for 100 years or something. Some other Natunar would come and make a little change. It's a change need for dharma, not of its artistic. Can I change a little adab like this? It's not just a kind of a stroke or something. It's not random. It is not contingent.
It's very well thought out.
It's very well thought like any other industry. In that sense, today there is a need, I somehow feel, keeping the basics intact, keeping the grammars. If there can be a bigger engagement, what the current world would need as a dancer, is that the sense of reasoning. Because most of us, in my opinion, this is a big dichotomy, this can lead to furthermore problems in future. At least now things seem to be stable. But I'm sure in future, if this is going to be the same condition, we actually don't have the reason, the rhyme and the rhythm to what we are doing. Why are we doing the way we are doing? I think future generation may outrightly reject it as a fossilized grammar, a fossilized form. Because of this, it is this. We have to put into a context, explain the content, and explain the core idea. If not for this, people are going to merely see this as an art form which involves body, and henceforth, experts in body movement can rule the dancing scene. A great gymnast or a great yoga specialist can challenge a dancer in future. Or an extraordinary sportsman can say dance is nothing. Then we can comfortably reduce it to body. And what a dancer or an actor can do, what a sportsman or a gymnast can do in their own respective field, distinctions are made very clear. Then this art form would take far bigger options with reasoned mind, which is the future I see.